my unboxing video of the NX5300 is really popular. It's one of my top 5 videos on my channel. So I recently upgraded to DMR. I upgraded to Bluetooth programming, which I haven't tried yet, and a few other things, as well as the recording option, which is a software key, and then you have to add a micro SD card on the side over here. So I wanted to show you all part of that process. I already upgraded the radio, and I don't remember all my steps that I did, but a couple things here. You're going to need this software, which when I got it, it came with the Kenwood program, and it's what I use. This is the license management client's what I use to add software keys to the program as well as the radio, because when I installed the program, I had to install a dealer key, and I had to register the software with Kenwood. So I don't remember the exact process on that, so I'm not going to try to go through it. One of the real drawbacks of this software is it sucks to program. There's like 2 separate sections where you have to put your frequency information, and then you have to put your then you have another section which is for your display, for the way your radio is configured for your using it, and you have to put everything over there too and point to it, kind of like the old Astro Spectra software, which that sucked too. So anyway, what I wanted to show you was what the radio looks like with the recording function with the micro SD card. Now I've got it from my dealer for, I think it was about $80, but you can shop around. You might find other dealers that'll get you the key cheaper. So, but I think I got a pretty good deal. The dealer that I go through tends to give me, fairly good prices on these keys. So there's a couple things you have to go into once you install the key. You have to go into the software under key assignment. You have to scroll down. You have to create a menu item that, like for instance, I selected out of the function list numerous record options. Now this software is very slow, even on a compact or a Toughbook CF30. So I created a category called record, and then I selected these from the function list. Where's it at here? There we go. Now I don't know what OVCM is, and it won't do anything on my radio, but the playback, the format SD card, and the eject SD card, and let's see, I think there's one more, unmount maybe? Yeah, SD card eject. Once I put those in there, and I think there was one other section in the software that I had to tell it that it had that function. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, I found it. It's under optional features and then optional features 2. At least this is part of it. There might be another section I'm trying to remember. But I enabled auto recording, and I was just realizing something. I probably have to tweak this. This may be an issue, but this micro SD card was sitting on, I think, 30. And being in a ham radio environment, people are often transmitting on a repeater longer than 30 seconds, so I'm going to see if I can bump this down. Okay, so the most I can do is 300 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there at 300, because you might get some rag chewing going on. And there might be another section here. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is, and it was like it showed all the key options in the radio, and then you had to select the you had to select the key for the SD card usage. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, here it is. At the very top corner, there's a product information. Click on it, and then you have to select the micro SD card option. And the keys that received in the email, they'll have this KWD-5002SD. That'll be the name of the key. Sorry. And you'll have to go through and enter the keys into the license management client, and then you'll have to, I think, read the radio in that mode so that it updates the radio. So anyway, those are the areas I just showed you are the ones that I use to enable the SD card after I confirm the keys. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you the radio. Okay, so like I said, I set up the menu. You have to have a menu option for the record function, unless there's an option to make one of the buttons the record or whatever, but I just set up the menu. So menu, and then we're going to select oh, you know what? All right, hey, while I'm on this, the Bluetooth connection's pretty cool. I was able to pair this to an external, like a boombox speaker, and it would feed the audio from this radio to the boombox speaker. I have several other model boombox speakers, and it would not do it. So some of them will, some of them won't, but that's still a pretty cool feature. All right, so we select the record, and I think originally I had to press format on it. So playback, you'll see auto recording, and then it categorizes. That's this date that I first started using this card after I formatted it was October 17th, and what it does is it records 250 audio files or 250 transmissions, and once it fills that directory up with 250, boom, it creates another directory for another 250, and so on. Now, I've not pulled this before, but I am very curious to know if it somehow tags the file with the name of the channel of the audio. That would be really cool. It may not, though. Let me do this here. Let me see if I can find an audio example. All right, so you see how it says in the upper right, it says playback 248, 249, 250. So that's the 250th file. So let me hit play. Okay, so I'm going to select this file here. It's file number 54 out of the 250. So once you highlight it, you press play.
So this is AFCW under control, now looking for stations in Manatee or Sarasota County.
Alright, so that's an example of the audio playback, which sounds just like the audio would have come through the radio. So now we're going to pull the memory card out and we're going to put it into the computer and see how the files look. Alright, so after you turn off the radio, you got to pry up this lever. See, the lever's pried up, and then you push underneath. Hard to do this, I don't have my tripod. You push underneath, and when you push it, then you can slide the battery downward and off. Okay, it actually pulls outward from the radio. Alright, so the rubber dust cover is right here, and then, oh, I did turn off the radio before I took the end of the battery off. Alright, and then there's the SD card I put in. I think if I read, it'll do a 32 gig card, which eventually I'm going to put that in. I don't think this is a 32 gig. So you push in, and it ejects the card. There's the card, so I need both my hands. I used a 32 gig. I like these Transcends. They are heavy duty, can handle lots of rewrites. I use these in my unit and scanners. So, alright, so now we're going to put it into an adapter and put it in the computer. Brought up the SD card on the computer, and this is what the directory structure looks like. All right, so what I want to do is I want to see if any one of these details tabs that appear at the top, size, tags, title, etc. I want to add a bunch of detail tags. And if there's a better way to do this, please put it in the comments. If I'm trying to find out, you know, like I learned this with my unit and scanners. Unit and scanner files, when you use the non-discovery mode save method, it will actually put the name of the channel in one of these tabs. But you gotta figure out what tab it is and add it before it'll show you. So this is what I did is I just added a whole bunch of these, and then I'll slide the bar over looking for text. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to add a bunch of these tabs and see what happens. Okay, so I didn't put all the tab options in there. I just clicked a bunch of them. I probably only clicked 25% of them. And I skimmed through this bar here all the way over and back, and I didn't see any additional wording, at least on the ones I selected. So it's possible there's no wording of the channel name being tagged on the file. But the file name structure is the date 2019 1020 underscore and then 11:30:16. Now 11:30:16 could be 11:30 a.m. and 16 seconds. I'm not sure. Probably. I don't know what the AR stands for. Or maybe it's auto record. That could be what it stands for. All right. Each one of these is the 250 file directory. So there you go. That's the files. Just to see how it sounds, I selected one of the files and I started the player.
Yeah, there are a couple of cells. One, as you said, down near Venice, that's got a 49-foot top. And another cell south of that that's off of Fort Myers that is, looks like it's 53, maybe 55 as you move it around. But the rest of this stuff just, yeah, it's falling apart. And the stuff that is at the very far western edge.
Okay, there we go. So I think it cut it off at 30 seconds, unfortunately. So but next time I program the radio, I'm going to have that 300-second option in there, and that should hopefully take care of it. So that's a little tip for you. So there you go. That's the unboxing of the SD card software option. Hopefully you found that interesting. Hopefully some parts of this help you in setting up the SD recording option. One of the things I find it helpful is sometimes I'm not around my radio, but you know, like I'll leave it in my vehicle and I'll go inside somewhere and then I'll come back out and I'll go ahead and hit review and I'll select any files or the start of the files at the time I left my vehicle, and it'll just play file after file sequentially as if you're listening to the repeater. So it's good to review what happened on the repeater when I wasn't listening, as long as the radio is turned on and on the repeater. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you haven't checked out my unboxing of the NX5300, go ahead and find that video on my page. I really love this radio, and I had an XPR 7550 Motorola previous to this, and I'll tell you, this thing, the quality of it is at least as good as the XPR 7550, and I think it's even better because it does NXDN. And the XPR 7550 does not do NXDN. And this, of course, with the upgrade, will do DMR. And I did buy the upgrade. The upgrade was only like $40, so, or 45. So it's really not that bad. So anyway, guys, I definitely love this radio. I do not love the software. The software sucks. The radio is cool, though. So anyway, thanks for watching.